and welcome back to Beekeeping Basics with Danny. So we're going to smoke we're going to light the smoker up. What I'll do is I'll put a little bit of cardboard in the bottom first, then I'll get some fir cones, dry fir cones, stick a few of them in there, a little bit of newspaper again on the top of that, and then we add a bit of this hard cardboard in there, and then what we do is I then put some wood pellets, and chuck them in there as well. Start giving it a good burn up. Getting the flame right down in the bottom of there. Should be good to go. Okay, so we have the smoker ready. We take our blowtorch with us as well. I'll get that off the grass because I won't. We're going to get ourselves zipped up, because what we're going to do today is we're going to go into the number one hive, the big hive, because believe it or not, I did go in there 3 days ago. I didn't post a video because the mic didn't work and the battery was running out of charge, so it all went a bit peaked on. So today we're going to go in there and have a look. One, whether, well, they must have worn the red dot that was on the queen. It must admit it was slightly worn, but when I last looked in there, it was completely gone. It looked like a completely new queen. Impossible, because there's never been no queen cells or anything for them to produce a new queen. So, and I did see just one suspicious cell, so I'm a bit on edge with that. So we're going to go in there and have a look just to make sure there's no swarm cells after what I saw 3 days ago. I'm not going to leave it to the 7 days because personally I think that's too long. So we're going to the apiary and we'll have a look, taking our equipment with us. Okay, so this is our number one hive. So get the strap off. Ants again. It's a bit of a pain, them ants, but I think we're ever going to get away from them. Okay, so we have a nice clean hive tool. What we're going to do is some ant eggs building up on this board. We'll sort them out later. Remove the crown board aside, and I'm not going to start shifting through the supers because we know where we're at with them. Again, look to be very busy in there. 2 supers completely full. Oh, very heavy as well. So we may have to introduce another one. Let's see how they're getting on with this. This is a fairly empty one in here, so we'll just have a little look, see how they're getting on with the combing out, which, yeah, they're getting on with it. So we'll just move that aside as well. So gently, and again Just having a little look in that one. They're busy on that one as well. Until we get to the queen excluder, which is just there. It's a very warm day today. It's been hitting 23, 24 degrees. So, yeah, it's been a warm day. Just stick the crown board back on the top of that. Just making sure everything. So this has always been a very busy hive, as we've seen in previous videos. This is the hive that I started off with. So we will get our frame holder in, nice and gently again, because there are bees in there. And we'll try and pull out a frame that's not so busy. With a bit of smoke. Oh, didn't want that to happen. That was lucky, holding it over the top of the hive there. So, just going to smoke some of these away. So I'm going to try and take this frame out here. It does get tricky when it's this busy, because it gets stuck in there. The last thing we want to do is go rolling a queen. So, pushing that aside. Nice and gently does it. And like I said before, our queen lost her red dot. So now I'm looking for a queen without a dot, and believe it or not, it does make it a lot harder to do. So, also looking for these swarm cells inside them, making sure that they're not charged or anything like that. And just remember, thoroughly check your frame you're just about to move over onto the frame holder. And there's some larvae in there, so okay, so no real signs of the queen on that, so we'll put that there. And I'll continue with the inspection. Lots of pollen and honey on that. Just checking them queen cups there. Pretty empty, so no signs of the queen on that. Okay. Now I'm not going to check that outside frame for the simple reason it's generally all honey on there. So you're very unlikely to get the queen on that. a little play cup there, so we're gonna have a little check in that. Okay, that's empty, but there's no sign of the queen on there, and it's very, very warm right now. There's a little bit of I struggle to see eggs, I'm not going to lie. There's a little bit of so it's not, don't know whether this queen's now decided to slow down or what, because unless she's just concentrating on the bottom box, that, you know, there's not a lot of laying going on. There was a little bit of larvae on this side, just a little. Actually, no, there's quite a bit in there. So she has been laying up here. And it's so busy, it makes it very hard to close it back up tight. So we have some play cups here, so this is what we're checking right now. This is what we want to be looking in. So I'll remove that, that's pretty much nothing. There, nothing as well. Having a real good look in all the nooks and crannies. Again, not much in the way of cat brood or larvae and stuff on this, and this is the middle frame, so it does surprise me. Lots of them doing the waggle dance. Some cat brood just there. And they do get heavy with the bees on them, these frames. Just having a real good check about. Lots of cat brood there as well. No real sign of the queen on there. I don't like having to search for a queen with no markings on her. I've got to be truthful with you. It does get tricky. But we know she's laying because we do have larvae in there, so it's not the end of the world if we don't see her. And I'm actually sweating, it's really, really warm. There's a queen cup there. which again looks slightly suspicious. It does have what appears to be their royal jelly in that, as you can see, so I'm pretty sure that they're going to be more in here. Now this is what I come across last time, but I only come across one. So generally, if they're going to do it, they're going to do multiple ones. We have one there, so we will take a look in that. Yeah, and there's also one there they've started, so we're definitely going to have to do, we really need to find this queen and do a split. I do have a nuke box just there, so it's going to be pretty busy now. Yeah, certainly, and that within the next day or so is going to be capped over. So this is where now I have to find this queen and get her on a frame with no no cells on it at all. So this is going to be tricky. I was hoping that this wasn't going to have to do a split on this hive. And I think if we see the queen, what we're going to do is catch her whilst we do the rest of what we got to do. So having a good look. Couple of play cups there, only small ones, but again there's no sights of the queen on here. Maybe that's why she's not been laying as much, because they're getting her ready to swarm. Because there's not been a lot of laying really, although we've got plenty of bees in here, there's not been a lot of laying. So again, I've only come across 2 charged cups at the moment. But no queen as yet. She's going to be hard to find, I do believe, today. It's always on these hot days as well. Okay. I'll have a look on this one. There's nothing that I can actually see on there. These do get extremely heavy to hold. So cap rude there, but again, no real sign of a queen. Just taking a thorough look, so I don't want to have to go through this twice to find her. Okay, so we'll put it back how we had it if we can. going to do is give this a bit of smoke, make it a bit more manageable. So they are very, very busy, all up. Just to make it so I can close them up a little bit easier, just in case we have missed that queen, and you know. Should have remembered what that frame was with the I'm pretty sure it was this one with them queen cells, swarm cells on there. Would have made life a little bit easier when I went back into this. And just because I didn't pull this one out, I'm gonna have a little check. It's heavy with honey, but obviously I'm now looking for the queen, so oh, I have to rest it down because it's extremely heavy, this one. There's no cells on it, but there's also no queen on it. So it's strange because generally they do multiple swarm cells, queen cells. You know, once they start building them, they're relentless generally. They just don't seem to be with this for some reason. They just build a couple. Although there is one there as well. This one here, that's charged as well. So yeah, I've got to find this queen now. Okay, so I'm going to move this over. I'm going to get the queen excluder on top of this so we can move it onto there. Smoking the bees off of the top of this. The queen excluder doesn't sit on there right with bees on it. Jeez, that was hot. Now this is going to be heavy. Okay, getting that onto there. Now the queen excluder's just moved on me, so that's not what I planned on doing. It's got so much propolis on it. I'm just going to put this crown board onto here, just for the time being. Now, again, this is where we need to find this queen in here. So I really do hope I come across her. And I think we do need to get the queen catcher ready as well. Okay, so I'm going to go for this outer frame, see if we can get this out. nice and gently. You don't want to roll the queen just in case she's on there. Okay, so no particular signs of her on there. Right, so we're going to put that onto our frame holder. And again, as you can see, it's, you know, it really is thriving with bees. You can see why they're building swarm cells. If I could find the queen now, it would speed a lot of things up for me. Again, looking for any kind of swarm cells down in this lower box. No. So no. I don't want to shake them off because obviously I am looking for the queens, so again, no signs. There just doesn't seem to be much laying. I've not really seen much in the way of laying at all. So, you know, there's no... It's like it's slowed right down. And they've not done a supersedure cell to replace her because, you know, they might be thinking she's old or whatever. No. It's just strange as well. I've seen 3 swarm cells. Again, not much sign of any laying. A little bit of no sign of the queen, no more sign of any kind of play cups. She's going to be a tricky one to find today. I can see it. I can feel it. She's going to be a bit of a tricky one. Okay. Keep soldering through. It's just not a lot of laying going on. It's just, I don't know why this hive has kind of done a backflip on itself. It's normally full of cap brood and larvae, but it's slowed right off, like it has no queen in it. It clearly does, because we do have seen larvae in here, so there's just no real signs of the queen. You know, if I could shake these off and have a better look, that would, you know, generally help matters, but I don't want to run that risk, because I'll never find her. And when you've got this many bees in a frame, this is when beekeeping becomes hard and you're looking for a queen. Without a prominent dot on her. And I think it's going to be one of them days where I can't find her because it's hot and so forth. It's going to be one of them days, I know it. There's larvae in there. No, I thought I'd see her then, but nope. That's not her. Now, I was looking for a queen in my other hive the other day. It's also a virgin, which, okay, they're smaller. But again, I could not find her. It gets very tricky, and it's even more trickier when you really need to and you can't. No, it doesn't look like she's in there anywhere. So just looking in the bottom, just in case she's fallen off. She's walking around the bottom there. Like I say, I did see her the other day, and I just thought it was another queen in there because she never had no markings on her. All her markings had gone. No, it's not on here neither. This is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare to find her. It's going to be one of them evenings. Oh dear. And you know, I don't want to lose this queen because although she's a 2023 queen, she's been so good. As you can see with this hive. There is larvae there, so she's been in there, she's laying. It's just a case of finding her. Just no real signs. Oh dear. I can see me going through this hive, all these frames again at this rate, which is slightly disappointing. Right. Sometimes they stand out like a blue thumb, and other days it's like they know you're looking for them and they just hide. And it gives you extreme backache. No signs of her at all. Literally no signs of her at all. And looking in the bottom as well. You know, this does get frustrating when it gets like this. I'm not gonna lie. And you've got a hive that is rammed packed with bees, and you're looking for a queen because you have to then go and do a split. And you've gone through the whole lot, and you don't find her, and you then have to go through the whole lot again. So, inspection of that hive, as you see in the video, I went all through the brood box and I went all through the super, and didn't come across the queen. Unfortunately, the SIM card was full on the camera. I'm not having a lot of luck with the camera, all the bees at the moment. But yeah, so what we've done is when the camera went off, I continued because I did find 3 swarm cells, maybe supersedal cells, for the simple fact that I really needed to find that queen to do a split. Unfortunately, I didn't find her. I went all the way back through 22 frames again, the brood frames and the super frames. The unfortunate thing is, whilst I was going through it, it actually looks to me like we've now got an unproductive queen. There was no eggs. Well, I say eggs, my eyes are not great for looking at the eggs, but there was no cat brood. There was minimal, and I mean very minimal, larvae in there, and it was just stalls and pollen, really. Hive was packed with bees, absolutely packed with bees. Now I'm slightly confused because last Sunday, so if we revert back to 3 weeks ago, we looked into that hive and everything looked perfectly fine. There was cat brood in there, eggs, larvae, you know, everything. And then we went into it, and there's been a few videos that I haven't posted of that. The microphone wasn't working in one of them, etc, etc. Anyway, I went into that hive, and again I didn't come across the queen, so I just, you know, put it down to, you know, this happens, you know, we don't always find our queen, and everything, if I can remember, seemed to look okay. There certainly was at no point have I come across any swarm cells or, you know, anything like that. So we put the hive back together. We've done another 7-day inspection, and again I was thinking something don't look right. We've not got a great deal of, you know, laying. So I come across the queen. She come running, walking through, and I kind of stepped back because I thought, that doesn't even look like my queen. It's impossible, you know, it had to be my queen, because at no point, and if you see in the previous videos, have we ever come across any cells. But what I've just distinctively noticed was that she never had the red marking on her. Now, granted, the red marking was slowly wearing off, but it was still there. Now this queen come trolling along with no distinctive mark on her at all, and it just didn't look like my queen. And at that point I was confused. Anyway, we just carried on with the inspection. You know, didn't take much into it. Just thought, oh, okay, the red dot is clearly moved away. So over the space of 3 weeks, we've got to this point. So we literally now, I couldn't find that queen, and when I say I searched. Granted, there was a lot of bees on the frames, and I couldn't shake the bees off because obviously I'm looking for a queen. But I really did take a good look. And a mated queen, generally, if you really are looking for a queen and you're going through them frames slowly, you know, generally you find her. I didn't come across her. So now I'm in a situation with, she's just now too old. So she is a 2023 queen. Now, obviously I bought her as a nuke in April. So effectively, she might have been an overwintered queen from 2022. You know, she's established herself on an overwintered nuke for 2023. No, sorry, I've got the years wrong. So 2023, she may have been produced as a queen, overwintered in a nuke. I bought her for 2024. I run that nuke. She was banging queen. You know, this is where all my bees have stemmed from, this one particular queen. And then we run through, excuse the dog by the way, we run all through 2024 with her, good as gold. We've now hit 2025 and we are in middle of June. And up to 3 weeks ago, that hive was how it should be. So if that queen effectively is pushing 2.5 years old, then that could be the particular reason as to why she's not laying them eggs. You know, it might well be now that they are going to do the superseder. You know, when I see swarm cells, dogs. When I see them cells, we looking at the cells. They wasn't particularly at the bottom. They were kind of running through the move. They were running through the central part of the frame, but more so, or certainly one big one on the edge. Now they haven't swarmed. There's a lot of bees in there still. So is that a superseder cell? Because, you know, it is in the middle, but it was on the edge. And I do believe there was a couple that had started and they were in the middle again, but, you know, a quarter in. So I'm guessing they're trying to supersede a new queen, purely because she's just now stopped laying. So that was the outcome. And I must admit, I was out there for a good 2.5 hours, looking religiously through 22 frames. I'd done it twice over. So what I'm going to do is, it's Thursday today. I'm going to go in there again Sunday, and I hope that I'll see this queen. If I do, and we still notice that there's no sign of any laying, which I'm not hopeful of, they're not going to kill her until obviously the superseded queen comes out. Then they will kill her themselves. But I'm not going to go, I'm going to try not to go through the whole procedure of them doing their queen, the queen go out and get mated, and etc, etc. Not on this hive. What I'm going to do is go in there Sunday, have a good look. If I don't find that queen again, then I don't know. I really don't know. I can't see that I would have killed her. I really don't wish she might have died herself. Who knows? So we're going to do an inspection Sunday. We're going to go right the way through that hive again. If I do find her, I'm going to take her out. and potentially do the fatal thing, which, you know, I'm not keen on doing, but that's what's got to happen. We'll take down the existing superseder cells, swarm cells, and to be fair, if they was going to swarm, they would have done it today, maybe tomorrow, if it's a swarm cell. But I don't believe it's swarm cells, because the queen's just not producing. So we'll take them all down and we will buy a mated queen. So that's it, basically, in a nutshell. So I'm a bit disappointed, because, you know, that was my number one hive. That's where all my bees and my other hives are stemmed from. So this happens, and you know, if she's 2.5 years old, then it's expected, isn't it? So we will do that Sunday. I will hopefully film it, and we don't have no trouble with the camera or the mic or anything like that. And we'll see where we're at with it, and take it from there. So just a short video on what happened on this video. So until next time, ciao for now.